This episode of The Rookie Hunter is sponsored by North Arm Knives. North Arm Knives are handcrafted and sold directly through a father and son team right here in British Columbia. Choose from a selection of outdoor knives, kitchen knives, and their brand new folding knife from northarmknives.com. They ship internationally and guarantee all their work. Callie and I use their products and give them our stamp of approval. Go to northarmknives.com. Hey guys, welcome to episode 59 of Rookie Hunter. Sorry for the delay. I'm currently in Oberstdorf, Germany, which is nestled right in the Bavarian Alps. This place is absolutely stunning. I've had a chance to get out and do some running, a little bit of hiking, and I feel right at home here. It's absolutely beautiful. When I rolled up, I was greeted with a welcome package, which included a hiking guide and a beer. So you can imagine, not a bad place to hang out for a couple weeks. The internet speeds here have been absolutely horrendous, and that's the reason for the delay. But here it is, it finally made it. This is a bit of a casual episode, which we haven't done for a while, so we hope you guys enjoy a classic Rookie Hunter episode. We rattle off some of the dates for the BHA meetups, Pint Nights around BC, and I think there's one up in Whitehorse as well. Those are all posted on our Instagram if you want to check them out there. And I think the dates that Kelly rattles off here are correct. But just double check. I may or may not be back, but Kelly's going to be at the one in Kelowna. So hope you guys enjoy that one, and hopefully I'll see you there. Everything Rookie Hunter related is up on our website, which is therookieHunter.com. All of our contact info is up there. Feel free to send us an email. Let us know what you've been up to. Hopefully you guys are out there chasing bear or whatever the spring season allows for you to do. So let's get into this one. Sit back, relax, crack a cold Hefeweizen, and enjoy episode 59. Kelly, where are we?
I don't know. We're on Coyote Ridge, right?
Yep.
In Kelowna. Nice little hiking trail. And there's a lake right here that we're overlooking. And I can hear a couple frogs.
Nice, yeah. Sweet.
But yeah, it's a nice day. A little overcast and a breeze, but it's like, almost 20 degrees outside.
I think so, yeah.
So, good day for a hike, and we haven't been podcasting much lately, so.
No, we had a good 3-week spell there. As usual, we got the dogs with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just been busy, man. I've been doing renos and a bit of travel and work and shit. You've been doing the same, minus renos.
Yep. Lots of work, lots of life, lots of traveling, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
But, it's also a little, I find it's a little tougher during those January, February months, because there's not a whole lot going on in the hunting side of things for us.
No.
But yeah, you can tell it's starting to ramp up here. And we're a little late on the spring in the Okanagan and in BC in general. I think it feels like we're a month behind. Yeah,
it does feel like that. You were out fishing. I take these headphones off. And we were talking about basically the difference. I think, was it 2016? We have a pretty strong recollection of what the weather was like.
Yeah.
Just because it kind of...
I looked it up. I like historical day-to-day temps. Yeah, it was way warmer in previous years.
So it was basically like within the first week or two of April in previous years where it started to get really hot, which is kind of where we're at now, and this is the end of April, 1 day left in April. So yeah, like a good 3 weeks behind previous years. So to go bear hunting doesn't really work that well yet.
No.
Just because it's deceiving from down here. Like I'm looking at Terrace Mountain in the distance here. Still some snow up there, but the mountains in the foreground, they look like they're completely...
Yeah, look at back here.
Yeah.
It's covered in snow.
But yeah, it's deceiving though, because it looks like lower down where we would probably go and look for bears. Looks like there's no snow, but as soon as you get into the trees and into the shaded areas, it's a different story. So
we heard that there's a few bear out in the Kootenays
Yeah.
based on a couple comments we had. So I don't know. I guess it depends. There may be a couple areas that are rich and, south-facing, some grass out there that they're all migrating to, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'd be nice if we had the ATV, because then you can kind of get through some of that snow and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I went out yesterday with a buddy, and we drove up like 25K up the Forest Service Road, and mainly just to see how much snow was up there.
Yeah.
And the answer was a ton. Like where they plow those roads, on the side of the road, there was like 4 feet,
Wow.
4-foot snowbanks in some spots.
Crazy.
We didn't see any sign or anything. So it kind of turned into a setting in your rifles kind of thing.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I still have to do that. I don't know if you want to go out for round 2.
I will, yeah.
But
And all the practice you can get, I think,
for
is
sure.
It boosts confidence.
Yeah.
Especially, and we did find a good spot, so you can take shots at 300,
Sweet.
350, even 400 if you want.
Yeah.
It's nice. Once you take shots at 300, and you can
Starts to feel pretty good.
Yeah, you can hit like a clay pigeon, kind of like you can set up a clay pigeon even.
Yeah.
If you can hit that at 300 yards, your confidence at 2 and 100 yards goes through the roof.
Yeah, I bet. Nice.
And you should be able to, like, if everything's set up.
Yeah, for sure. There's
correctly,
no reason why you wouldn't. Did you guys see any sign or any other critters of any type?
No. Not
Nothing?
much of anything.
No.
And not much grass either. Like, just not much vegetation.
Right.
Not like this. Like this, you can tell this is a little lower and it gets some good sun, but
Yeah. Starting to get pretty green down here. Yeah, if there was a bear hanging around here, I think he'd be pretty happy.
yeah.
Cool. What else is going on? What's on tap? These are delicious.
Yeah. What do you got?
It's the Postmark Ginger Wit. These are sort of like lighter, more summery beers.
A little fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the Postmark Mandarina Wheat, which is orange peel, Mandarina hops. So yeah, it's basically a wheat ale.
Nice. Yeah, pretty tasty. I'd say Postmark and Four Winds are probably. You missing your dog?
I'm just wondering.
You call him.
Horace, come here.
We might get
Hey.
interrupted intermittently here.
There he is.
There he is. Yeah, Postmark and Four Winds, I'd say, are on par.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Sorry, I do actually have a couple notes. I'm not like texting.
Nice.
I just wanted to open these up, but I can't find the stupid app here. Just silence.
Kelly
yeah.
fell asleep.
I do agree. They're both good beers.
Yeah. One of the things I thought we could talk about was the there's 2 caribou herds that have been like struggling for years and years, and they've been trying to keep them from getting wiped out. And they just did counts this year. I think they were doing it from helicopter. And I should check, and maybe I'll do it in the intro, correct myself. But if it's the Skeena one, that's the first one that got numbers on. It was down to 3, 3 females. And the Selkirk one was down to 4, which was 3 bulls and a cow.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. You
No.
know what? There's I just got included on a couple emails, and I haven't really looked into this yet, but it's in that area, Purcell Mountains, I believe, and there's a proposal for a ski resort. I don't know if it's heli skiing or I think it's actually a bigger area, like a full-blown resort, and it's like Kootenay Lake, Nelson area going through to Kimberley, and that there's a big fight right now going on where there will be about, we keep shutting down things like grizzly hunts and all this stuff, saying we want to protect the animals, and then they approve these massive resorts and stuff like dead center and all that habitat, including caribou.
Yeah.
That's caribou habitat too.
Yeah, well, this is a good segue because we went on the elk hunt a couple of years back now. That was part of the range on one of those caribou.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was
Yeah, I remember the signs.
the signs up there. We never did see them. But here's the thing, with these two herds, they both decreased by 2/3, which they're saying is a little bit suspicious. And I'm not going to point fingers at anybody, but what they're alluding to was that some guys may have been going into these areas on snowmobiles,
Yep.
which creates a track, and predators have learned to follow those, and they'll go in and just slaughter basically.
Snowpack.
So I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's what was in. I heard it on the radio, and I also read it as well. They were sort of jumping more into that. It was on CBC radio that they were talking about it. More finger pointing coming from that, and less so in the print stuff. But yeah, and then of course the sledding clubs don't want anything to do with that conversation, and fair enough. There's no proof of it yet, but it just goes to show you how important habitat is, and we obviously need to do more if that's what the problem is to protect these areas. And that, and I find it interesting. I know we've annoyed a couple of people just with our thoughts on road access and shutting down some of these.
Yeah.
There's so many roads, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. And I don't think, the backcountry should be shut down. I think people should have opportunities to get out there. Yeah. But I don't think we need as many roads as we have right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one thing that kind of hit home for me was if you kind of look at, the parks, not the parks, but like the wilderness outside of the provincial parks in BC, the ones that kind of hugs the border as you go across. And you just see how many logging roads are in the BC side. And then as soon as you cross the border, there's like just untouched wilderness on the Washington side.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just hard to access that stretch of whatever, but I just feel like if you look at BC and you highlight all the roads up in the wilderness, and then you kind of look down in the States, it seems like they're doing a much better job of
There's that crazy map that shows sort of like all the roads and sort of like the radius that they
the impact radius to animals. Yeah,
we should post that on Instagram because that's a pretty eye-opening image, just to sort of put it into perspective. Yeah. But man, it's funny to me that I think the guys that we sort of got a bit of shit from are older dudes that are a bit more. They don't want anything to change. They're always worried that you take one thing away and it's gonna keep getting worse and worse and worse. But for me, man, it's like, I don't think, hopefully, we'll ever get to a point where all of our rights are going to be taken away as hunters. But if we need to close access to protect these animals, then it's kind of a no-brainer.
And for everybody, not like just recreation, like motorized vehicles, basically, right?
Yeah. And if that means less hunting opportunities for a while, well, some of these populations rebound, so be it. It's a bummer because we want to go, but there's always going to be different hunts we could do. But it's just funny to me that guys are so unwilling to accept any change.
Yeah, I mean, it should all be about the net benefit long term. It shouldn't be about, I'm only here for another 60 more years, hopefully, so I don't give a shit. Like, as long as you can hunt your moose and stuff until you're gone, like, there needs to be a long-term approach. And I think, I feel like we mentioned Jesse in every episode, but like, he has a big picture view, a long-term view, right? So, and I think that's kind of, we do our own kind of pint nights for folks in Kelowna. If you're interested, send us an email, because Jesse was kind of doing that for a while. Yeah. But I think we just need to get together more, talk about these things, and kind of get that next generation more involved. Like in the long-term thinking, and like, it's not just about the dollar signs or the I don't know, it's frustrating. It
is frustrating.
I feel like too, like
hey, boys.
Yeah.
carry on.
It's kind of a big machine, right?
Yeah.
You need like committees and people to get together and talk about it from a holistic point of view before
Yeah.
making decisions, like a ski resort in the middle of the
Yeah.
Purcells, right?
Yeah, and changing the way that we do logging and having to, you know, take some of these roads out when they're done in there.
Yeah, like, because they decommission, I might be messing up the definitions here, but one of them is just closing the road down. And the other one is kind of reestablishing that damage as habitat again, right? Like,
Right.
even take it a step further.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they should be doing more of that.
Yeah. The limited entry regs came out, and it seems, I haven't had a whole lot of time to look at it, unfortunately. I have to do that before I go next week. But I saw a decrease in quite a few things as far as opportunities go.
I'm just laughing because I don't know if people can hear that, but it's the sound of an intelligent dog eating a stick. Happies.
Yeah. Which is an indication that things are probably going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, like the authorizations are going down in some cases.
Which
like
again, I'm not going to complain about, but it just shows you that...
the trends.
Yeah, not good. So
Mountain sheep was one.
Yeah.
The Cali bighorn.
Some of the goats too, I think, were pretty limited for...
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Is what it is, I suppose. But
yeah.
try and do our part to be vocal about it. And we do have, for anybody who's in BC, Backcountry Hunters and Anglers is trying to increase membership in BC. And they're doing a whole tour. Do you have any of those dates handy?
May 23rd, I believe, is Kelowna.
Yeah, so they're doing like day after day. Basically, they're all over BC. So we'll post some of that stuff too for guys who want to check out the dates. And yeah, like I say, hopefully Lantani opened up this episode with all that information because he's going to be coming up here, which is pretty cool. So I'm hoping I'm back from Germany in time to attend that one. It sounds like I might be, which would be cool. So yeah, anybody who's in Kelowna, Kelly will definitely be there. Adam Yonke from Beyond the Kill and Journal of Mountain Hunting, he's going to be there too.
I have the dates here. If you want.
Yeah, sure, rattle them off.
So May 22nd, Cranbrook. May 23rd, Kelowna. May 24th, Filson Storytelling Night, which would be sweet in Vancouver, in the Vancouver Filson store.
Oh, sweet.
The 25th is Prince George. This all might be tentative. I'm not going to say.
I think it was pretty close.
Yeah. May 26th, Whitehorse Pint Night. So I guess keep your ears open. These dates might change, but I think the locations they were going to try to hit them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you seeing some of these birds, man?
No.
The color on them is crazy. Oh, not this one, but it's such a welcome sight, spring. Just because, like, I can't remember what these flowers are called, the yellow ones. But usually that's like an indication of spring in Kelowna, and they've just all opened up this past week here. And like the wildflowers on the hike up here was pretty impressive.
Yep.
Which we've learned are good for mule deer. So hopefully that's a good sign. And yeah, just to hear birds and stuff like that is, it seems like such a long winter, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a long winter for sure. What are you thinking for LEH?
Yeah, let's talk about this.
So like sheep.
Check that one out, that blue.
Oh yeah. It's almost like a finch, but a blue one.
Yeah.
Is there a blue finch? Is that
Could be. There's one that landed right next to us, and it was like a whole whack of different colors. Pretty cool.
Sweet. Bird watchers.
Yeah, so what are you thinking, man?
Hey, let me get the binos on that thing. I got my new binos out here. This will be the first animal I look at. Well, no, I had them out for bear and stuff too, but I didn't have any bear in my view. Yep, it's blue.
It is. It's like neon blue.
It's a nice looking bird.
Yeah. LEH, what are we doing?
Mountain sheep, Kelly bighorn, for sure.
Yeah, in the area that we plan to do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's only so many areas, but there's only 2 areas, I think, that you can do mountain sheep.
Be careful what we say.
We are going to do a high country mule deer hunt, which
That's
we've
pretty
talked
much
about.
confirmed, right? We've got
Yeah. I think we just 100% dedicate ourselves to that.
There's an area, I think we should, I'm going to go in there, I think, is the plan, with Ashley in July.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a blue bird, that's for sure. These binos are nice. And do some scouting in the one area that we've been talking about quite a bit. But that being said, man, I think, you know, if you want to go out and check out some other areas too this summer,
Yep.
or collectively, we could all go out. I'm still kind of open to some other ideas, but we haven't been into this particular spot, but it's not that far away, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped just to go in there. It is a bit of a commitment to do like a 5, 6, 7 day, whatever we're going to do in there. But I mean, I love just exploring and camping and stuff too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, something could happen. I know there are big deer in there, but I just feel like there may not be a ton either.
Yeah.
That's just my gut. I could be totally wrong, but I still want to go in there.
So the benefits of sticking around here, and we've touched on this a few times, but we could leave Kelowna in the morning, be on the trail at a reasonable time, set up camp, and be hunting first thing the next morning.
Yeah.
Which is sweet, and have a pretty good idea where we should go if I go in there and scout, or if we find a different area that we've already scouted. Because what we're trying to avoid is what we came into last year when we went up north. It was basically like, I feel like it was 5 days of like getting a feel for the surroundings, right? So you're like scouting and hunting at the same time. And by the time we left, I'm like, oh man, if we were just starting our trip with the knowledge that we had at the end of it, we probably would have been able to make something happen in there. So, and then, just being closer to home is kind of nice because I think Garrett is limited for time. So that's why we're doing it there.
Keeping it close to home.
Yeah. So that's confirmed. Neil, there anything you want to add to that whole?
The mule deer one?
Yeah, that'll be a teepee tent,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, no, I think that'll be straightforward, kind of hike until your legs fall off.
Yeah,
Try
man.
to get up high.
And I think it's a good trail for like actually a good trail. So get out of here, boys. Fuck. So
yeah.
I'm hoping that we can motor in there pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a lake that we can set up next to you. It looks pretty awesome, actually. So we'll have water, and then we can get up on top of those ridges and
Hopefully
check
find
out
a
all kinds
monster.
of stuff. Yeah.
So the other thing for LEH was moose, which I'm kind of thinking, so here's my thought with moose, is it's hard to get a moose tag, is what we found out the last few years.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like if you only apply when you want to do it,
Yeah.
that's a recipe for disaster, because it's probably not going to happen. So I feel like we should apply every year.
Yeah, I agree.
The thing is, the further you go north, the better chances, because they give out like 100 tags in certain areas.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like the closest, kind of going north, but the closest region, kind of,
With better
I'm not
odds.
going to say exactly which, but
Yeah.
you know, like I think we kind of know where we want to go, and it's not like a 20-hour drive, it's a realistic drive. And if we get a tag, then we just got to figure out what we're staying in, and I don't know.
Yeah, I guess put in for it and then figure out the rest of the details after.
Later, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not, you know, we love doing the backpack thing, but we might have to just plan out how we're going to approach it if we get it based on this year.
Basically, I'd like to have the option to set up camp somewhere. It doesn't have to be a hike in, but I'd like to be able to set up off of a Forest Service road somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere comfortable, kind of like what we did in the Kootenays, and be able to hike out from there.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody who doesn't want to hike, then fine, we can split up.
Yeah.
But just to have the option to do both, and if it's a shitty rainy day, then we just hop in on an ATV or something and cruise around,
Mm-hmm.
see what happens.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it has to be a complicated hunt. If
No.
we get one, we just
Yeah.
try to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I just want to have the option to go and hike. That's just
Yeah.
how I prefer to do it.
And it's the best, some of the best meat you can get.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that would be cool. And then there's the other one that kind of spins around is the goat, the LEH for goat.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
After the last few years, I'm just a little more lenient to just apply for a bunch of things and then figure it out after.
Yeah, you might as well, man.
Yeah. There's a hawk up there.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
I think
Sounds
that
good to
covers
me.
LEH.
I think so.
It took a while for them to come out.
Sure did. The
Montana, the folks in Montana already have their results like
Jesus.
3 weeks ago.
Why does it
pretty sure.
take so long, man?
I don't know.
So yeah, we got to get that stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
It always takes forever to get the results back too, even though they got this new system online. It still seems slow as fuck. You think you'd be able to just hit a button and get the results?
Yeah. Just put once the deadline hits, you just hit the button and it jumbles them out.
Yeah, exactly. Shouldn't be that hard,
I
right,
don't know.
Norse?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it, but no, well.
Maybe we can talk to somebody that's in that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to know how they do it.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to
I'm
know.
sure everybody would be interested in that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should look into that.
We should.
What else do I have on these notes here? Jesse's mule deer project. Have you heard anything about that? Maybe we can.
Collaring and stuff?
Yeah.
No, I haven't got any updates on that, but
We should follow up with them. Maybe send out
signed us up. I signed Kevin up too.
a notice on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's got some feedback, and a bunch of people have been emailing him
Oh,
that they're
okay.
interested in helping out.
Oh, good.
So that's good news. A reminder, I guess, to if you're interested, you can find us on our Instagram or email, obviously, but
Yeah.
we'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. Reach out. Yeah, that'll be fun. I thought they were doing something around this time, collaring does, and then fawns in the summer sometime.
Yeah, and it's all revolving around burn areas and how that impacts habitat and populations for mule deer. Right?
Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to put up a bunch of trail cams too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'll be fun if we can get out and do that.
Yep.
I think that'd be pretty. That'd be an impactful thing to do to get up close to these animals and track all that data, and who knows what kind of information you'll find out from it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of what we've been missing here in BC, is just because there's no funding for that kind of stuff. They do a good job of it down in the States, like Idaho and Montana and that. They've got great programs, and they found out a lot of interesting stuff. That was a mosquito.
Yeah.
Just from logging
First kill
that
of the year.
data over, yeah, I think I missed him actually. Over however many years, you start to learn a lot of stuff.
For sure.
So,
I don't know, man. I think we got to get out.
yeah. I've been doing
Um,
lots of running. I've ran 3 races so far this year.
Yeah.
They've gone pretty good.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm the opposite. I've run not 3 races, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know if I'm a runner, but I'm gonna.
I swear it's doing 1 10K.
Yeah,
That was like,
that was a life
that was,
changer.
it was, yeah, for sure.
I like
and then-
hiking. Like I like pushing
Yeah.
it, hiking, getting like to the point where you can't breathe and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, I just feel for me, and this is my preference. It's such an accessible thing for me to do, and it's like My days are pretty full, but I usually save an hour. It's usually like 8 o'clock at night or 8:30 when I can go out and just run and put the headphones on. And it's it's a pretty relaxing
Yeah.
thing. And I always find that the first 3 kilometers aren't really that fun. But when you get past that point,
Yeah, I found
your
that
mind
too.
sort of just turns off, and then
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like your body accepts it.
Yeah.
And it just goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just doing the one. There's something like there's a switch in your head when you do one 10K race. It sort of like signifies that, okay, I can actually do that. Like it's possible to run continuously for 10 kilometers. And then you know you can do it. And then to go do a 5K is not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. Plus your foot was fucked up, which doesn't help.
Yeah, that was frustrating. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I fix that problem.
Yeah, I got IT band syndrome, which is still messing with me. I did 2 10Ks, and both of them it started to hurt by the end of the race, which sucks. But it seems like I'm able to run a little bit further on long distances. It was like when I first got it, I had to run that half marathon in December when we were doing our challenge there.
Yep.
And it was like after, I think it was like 16 kilometers or something, my legs started. And I talked about this on the podcast that we did, and I thought I was cramping up from not drinking water. But it ended up being IT band syndrome. And anyways, I had to go to physio for like 6 weeks or something like that. Slowly started running and like trying to strengthen it again. Now I can run to like 8 kilometers, and I started to feel it kicking in a little bit. But I can continue to 10 and make it. It just sucks.
It's on the side of your knee.
Yeah. It's just one of those things you have to work through, I guess, even though it sucks. But yeah, shitty when you really enjoy something and then you can't do it. It's brutal.
It's just long recovery
I
times
know,
too. That's
and you're anxious to get back into it, but if you push it, then you're just going to be out of the game for even longer.
Yeah.
So easing back into it.
You got to have the same approach as we should have with wildlife. It's about the long term.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get any new gear this year? Should we talk a little bit about that?
Did I?
I'm not sure. I'm throwing it out there.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Did you?
New gear.
I want to get some.
Is there
First
anything
Light's got
on
a
the list?
new line of like
like base layers.
base layer. I think they've added a tiny bit of spandex to their merino wool to make it last longer. We were
Nice.
checking some of that stuff out when we were at Sheep Show.
Yeah, that seems to be one of the downsides with merino.
It doesn't last very long.
Sometimes the holes just start popping up.
Yeah, because I've got a pair of icebreakers I've had for a few years, and they're just like the waistband is holding on by like nothing.
Do you think
basically.
that's just? It seemed like it was just icebreaker, but I could be wrong. Like it
I
might
don't
just
know,
be
man.
the material.
I bought some thin icebreaker fingered gloves just to put underneath my gloves, and I busted through those in like 2 weeks.
Some ducks ripping around out there. Should have brought
Nice.
the 12 gauge.
It's a cool spot. Yeah.
Yeah, clothing is always a good investment.
But yeah, I want to get another, just a whole new base layer, something warm for winter.
First Light released a bunch of stuff this year.
Yeah,
new
that's
designs.
what I was talking about.
And also, I think they reduced their pricing a little bit. So that's good.
And we were talking to those guys at the booth there, and I think they're trying to work in a new system for shipping to Canada. So that's you kind of know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
As far as duty and all that.
There's a couple of ducks down there, but there's a wood duck.
Right? Yeah,
Right
with
here.
the white on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's got the big fanned out head. It's cool.
The reason why I wanted to hike to this spot is because in the morning, I usually come up here like Monday to Friday. This is where I hike up to just tire out the dog. And the frogs are always just going crazy. So I was hoping that we could come up here and we would be able to hear them.
Come here.
Oh man, these binos are so good. I could see the shit that bird just took in the water. There's like a cloud of stuff behind it.
Nice. Yeah,
Maven.
they're good. Oh, so speaking of gear, these are the Maven
Yeah.
B2s. They're 9x45s, which I just think is a cool ratio, right? Like you get
Yeah.
the guys arguing 8 magnification versus 10 and 42 versus 50 on the objective size.
Yeah.
And this just splits both those arguments in half. So
Yeah, totally. Their tagline should be Maven, so clear you can see duck shit in water from 200 yards away. Get out of here, boys.
I think you might be in for a marketing job.
I think so.
What are you guys doing? Jesus.
You've got all this space. Hey, you're
Yeah.
stepping on the
I
shit.
think they like your joke. Oh, gee, spilled my beer.
Oh, no.
Oh, I know the problem. So to go with the binos, I don't know if I've talked about this yet, but I got a different tripod set
Oh, yeah,
up.
right.
So I went with the Slick. I think it's a 624. It's the smaller one.
Okay.
I think the 634 is a little taller. So you can't like fully stand up and use your spotting scope with this one, but I figure for backpack hiking, which is what we like to do.
Yeah, I usually sit down anyways, man.
Yeah, it's super light. Like I think the tripod is only 2 pounds.
Nice.
Super strong. It's well known in the hunting community, that specific tripod,
Nice.
and like time tested. So I didn't really take any risks there. I just went with that one. And the head is a Sarui. I think it's pronounced Sarui. VA5,
Okay.
I believe. And that's it's pretty cool. It's got like the lock for the horizontal panning and the lock for the vertical panning, so you can kind of like,
Oh, nice.
you know, you lock it in, you just go
Yeah.
horizontal, you
Sweet.
pop it up a couple of feet and you go back.
Sweet, you can get a nice little grid
Yeah.
going.
Or do some grid glassing,
Nice.
which I find you have to be in a spot like this to make that actually useful.
Yeah.
Right? Like we've got sparse trees with some kind of meadow looking grass.
Yeah.
This is an awesome place to hunt mule
Yeah,
deer.
I know. Too bad it's a...
But it's
Protected
not really.
area.
Yeah, exactly. But what? Jesus.
Get out of here.
Norris is only about 45 pounds, but he's got a stick that's about 7 feet wide. He's trying to break it over our heads. But yeah, I mean, in a place like this, grid approach to scoping is awesome. But I find like where we are in BC, a lot of times you're in such thick
Yeah.
shit that like half the time you can't even use your tripod.
Yeah.
But you know, if you can use it, it's definitely nice to have a good setup. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, for sure. We still have to line up a day to grind some meat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you still got your muley in the freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
Yeah, we should.
Arrange that. I think we had a date.
We
planned,
did,
it
but we
didn't
just
happen.
weren't ready.
Um,
So one of the things you don't
it
want
shouldn't
to...
take long though to do the grind. It just depends if we
No.
want to do sausage,
Yeah,
which I think we should do
I think
10
we do,
pounds.
yeah. I get a lot of requests for Vietnamese style sausages from...
I think we'll stick with that one, eh?
Yeah, which is in Runella's guide to big game.
Yep.
That's a... Yeah,
It's turned
so
out
many
good
people
every
just
time.
love that recipe. And we kind of, obviously, with most recipes, you can kind of put your own spin on it, but stick pretty close with it. It just depends how hot you want them and shit like that.
Yeah.
Fuck, they're good, man.
Yeah, they are. We tried the, what was the other one we did? Italian,
Yeah.
which was pretty good. I think we just need to practice a little more with that one.
Mhm.
And the Hank Shaw recipe with the sage,
Those were sagey.
gin, and juniper berries,
Yeah.
which all three of those ingredients are intense, so you have to be very careful with that.
Yeah.
I think we were a little bit too strong on the flavors, but I mean, they were good. It's just a matter of practicing a little bit when you're dealing with that kind of
Yeah, for sure.
And that was also the batch we did, about 60, 70 pounds worth of meat, which
Yeah.
was an eye-opener.
Man,
don't do that much sausage at once, even if you
Yeah,
have
well,
3
we're
guys.
doing grinding and just doing sausage. It was a bit of both.
Mhm.
Still, it was too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we had about 30 pounds of sausage that we tried to do.
But yeah, we'll line that up. I'm heading to Germany next week here for a couple weeks.
Yep.
So unfortunately, we're kind of on pause here until I get back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't been doing much podcasting lately, but it's not like we're calling it. It's just a matter of, you know, you got to do this trip.
Yeah.
And when we get back, we're going to hit bear hard.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's scouting and right back into hunting season. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff coming.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back because this last couple months have just been so busy. But good time to be busy with other things, I guess, because we can't really do much hunting.
Mhm.
So when we get back, all the stuff that was kind of slowing me down is going to be out of the way. And we can go out and get a bear because I don't know, that's kind of important for us this year, is to do that.
Do you want to talk about kind of what you do with other groups or not? You can cut this if you want, but
Yeah, no, I'm working on a bunch of different podcasts. I think at some point here we'll probably announce who they all are, but I bet a lot of you guys are already listening to them. So I've kind of switched from doing music production to doing more stuff in film, which is the film part of it. This is why I'm going to Germany and why I've been so busy lately.
Yeah.
And then the podcast side of things, I think I'm working on 4 or 5 shows right now.
Yeah.
And more to come.
Yeah.
So
And these are hunting based.
they're all hunting, yeah,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. So I'll probably mention who they all are, because they're all shows that are doing really well, which is pretty cool.
Mhm.
And all a little bit different too.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's sweet. The world of hunting is something I never really thought we'd be in.
Mhm.
And here we are, it's kind of
Yeah.
taking over our lives in a lot of different ways, which is pretty cool.
Well, it's kind of I think it's a lesson too. Like if you want to get involved with something, just jump in.
Mm-hmm.
Like who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you're interested in something, just jump in, and you know, there's a lot of people that are going to appreciate that. And we found in this community, it's this like relatively small community of people that are in the industry, like the hunting industry, and
Yeah.
you know, if you go to shows and get involved, and
They're all good people, man.
yeah, so it's cool. It's kind of showing with like the amount of work you're doing, right, with these different crews and
Yeah, everybody kind of knows everybody, and
yeah.
everybody's got the same message. That's why I think like you could never have really too many hunting shows, because I think it's like everybody's got a different approach, but the same message is there. And I think the more we hammer in that same message of conservation and all that, the better.
Yeah, for sure.
We definitely need to recruit more people into the hunting world, and I know we've inspired a lot of guys with this show, which is pretty cool. And then you get a lot of these even more influential folks that get even more people interested, which is great.
Mhm.
And that's their introduction to hunting,
Mhm.
which is pretty good. It's a positive way to introduce people.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's good, man.
Yeah, it's a good message. How long have we been going here? An hour?
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, Cal, maybe I thought it might be kind of fun. There's going to be a bit of a time difference, but I will have a bit of downtime from the documentary, which is not hunting related, by the way. None of you guys are going to want to watch what I'm working on. Maybe if you're...
Can you give a hint?
If you're a middle-aged woman, you're going to love what I'm working on right now.
Well,
You can lace up your skates.
oh man, that's a pretty broad hint. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to say much about it until it comes out, but yeah, I probably won't say much about it when it comes out either. but it's going to be on CBC television. There you go.
Cool.
Yeah. So that should be fun. But yeah, I'm actually going to be in the Bavarian Alps. So it's
Nice.
beautiful.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to try and get out and do some hiking and running and shit in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Or whenever I have breaks, I'm just going to run up in the mountains and check it out.
Cool.
The town that I'm in, I can't remember, within a certain radius of the actual town, there's something like 280 hiking trails or something like that.
Wow.
Like, it's insane.
Crazy.
And
I like you to hike those, but also count how many animals you see.
yeah, I don't know if there's too many.
You know what I mean? Like I think that would be a good study.
Yeah,
For the purpose of like, people care about animals, but
yeah,
BC has a ton of them, but a lot of that's because we value them.
hmm yeah. It'll be interesting to see if there's any animals.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Europe, I don't know if there's a whole lot of critters in some of those areas.
Norris is trying to take your head off that stick.
So yeah, I'll definitely take some photos and get those up because I'm sure guys will want to see the mountain ranges and stuff like that. It looks absolutely beautiful. So
Oh yeah.
that'll be cool. But yeah, let's maybe even if we just did a quick Skype call and
Yeah.
recorded that and
Yeah.
talk about some shit,
Cool.
should be good.
I might.
Hopefully we'll see some of you guys at the Pint Night in Kelowna.
Yep.
Oh,
And
what date is it here?
May 23rd,
May 23rd.
and I believe it's going to be at the train station pub.
It is,
but
yeah.
you'll start seeing some more.
Yeah.
Just follow backcountry, BC backcountry hunters and anglers. I can't remember what the actual tagline is on Instagram. You guys can find it on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, while you're gone, I might try to get out for bear. So you never know, I might send you a text.
Don't shoot one though, because I want to be here for that.
I know.
Let your buddy shoot it.
Yeah, he's got one in his freezer already,
Oh, nice.
but he hasn't shot anything with his new rifle, so maybe that's a good excuse.
Nice.
But yeah, anyways,
Well, anyways, I hope you don't shoot one, but good luck.
if it's like a, we're not trophy hunters by any means, but if it's
But
one
if
of
it's a
those bear
monster.
that you rarely come across,
Yeah.
I might have to. But I just want to get out there and, whether it's scouting or whatever, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'd like to go to the same area that we went to last year when I get back. So
Yep.
cool. And by the time I'm back, we should be able to go on pretty much any road we want. So
Yeah.
do some camping and get a few more of these. These are delicious.
Yep. Cool. Well, yeah.
All right.
Good talking.
We'll see you guys in a few weeks.
Cheers.
Cheers.